Hi there, it's Jo here from Creative Empowerment. Today I decided to make a video on how I make my pick a card readings. I know that when I was starting out that I would have liked to see this type of video, so I thought I would make one to help anybody else out who is starting to do something that they enjoy doing. So I'm going to just step you through it. One of the first things that I do before I do anything else is I ground, I center, and then I connect up to my guides. So what is grounding? Grounding is connecting to the earth, and I have a video about grounding that I'll put up in the cards up here. So grounding is connecting yourself to Mother Earth, to that yin energy, allowing yourself to be connected to that greater and higher power, which is Mother Earth, allowing that energy to flow through you. Then I connect upwards, so I connect up to sort of tradition that I'm in. We call it Father Sky, so that is spirit, that connection to spirit. In that for you might be your guides, it might be your higher self, it might be whomever it is that you believe is your connection to the divine, then that's who you'll connect with. And then I bring both of those energies back inside my body and I expand them out, and that helps me clear my space. So another thing that you might want to do is clear your space. I sometimes use bells, I use incense, I use sage, and I also use my own spiritual commands, for want of a better word, where when I'm in that space of meditation, before I make my video, I cleanse my space. So I clear it with light, with imagining light moving through my space, sometimes with a vortex of light, all different things. But one of my easiest ways of doing it is to use bells. I love getting my bell behind me over there and moving it around my space and just breaking up the energy in my space. But you might find that you have a particular way that suits you. But cleansing the space is really good because it breaks up any energy that's been here, and you don't want to bring in your own family stuff or your own stuff into the reading. You want it to be clear and bright, and you want to be a clear, pure channel from spirit to, help bring guidance and insight to the people watching your video. So they're the first things I do. I clear my space, I meditate and connect. There may be something that I feel that I really want to make a video about, or pick a card that I'm really interested in, or I'll do a little bit of research. So that's up to you how you find that out. And I might make another video if you're interested about how to do that research. So the next thing I will do is I will get cards out. Now I don't get all my cards out. Some people do. I know that. I've watched another video like this one, and some people get some people get all their cards out, and then while they're shuffling or whatever, they make those selections. Whereas for me, what I do is I know what I'm making the video about, I've connected, I've cleansed my space. So then I get decks that I'm drawn to. So it varies in number. So sometimes it's as little as 3, and other times I have like 10 decks out that I feel that, I'm going to use that day. So what I do after I've done my I've cleaned my space, I've done my meditation, I have got my cards out, and here's the bell that I like to use. You can hear it's nice and loud. I also have some tingsures. I don't use these as much, but sound is a great cleanser of space. So there's some of the tools that I do use. Like I said, incense, all sorts of things. I then set up my space for the video. So here I have 2 candles, a little statue of Ganesh, who I love because he is the remover of all obstacles. And these are always things that I'm drawn to do on the day. So I have a piece of ocean jasper, a sphere, and then I was drawn to pick very dark crystals for today's reading that I am filming. So I have a piece of beautiful rainbow obsidian, a piece of apatite, and a piece of black tourmaline. So I like to set this up before I start shuffling because it sets the scene. It creates the sacred space that I'm going to utilize for the reading, for the pick a card reading. So I do like to keep that space sacred. I have the door closed. You know, that the space has become a sacred space for me to do this reading. So I like to have those three there or however many piles I'm choosing, but I like to set this space up before I start to shuffle. And so then when I'm shuffling, I don't know, my mind doesn't think in the piles, but I do like to start doing my shuffling. I'll know that I'm doing it for the Rainbow Obsidian, and it's pile 1, but I know that I'm doing it for that pile. So it makes sense to me, and in my head it's a real connecting the cards to the crystal, because I really find that when I do my pick a card readings that I am really, the crystal and the cards usually make a strong connection. And sometimes if I do my cards, my shuffles, and then I'm not able to do the rest of the reading, I'll pack up the reading, put all the piles, the piles together, store them away for the next time when I can do it. Here I have out the decks that I was called to use for this particular pick a card reading that I'm making today. I get all of the decks out of their boxes and line them all up so that I'm able to get the deck that I need. So I get them all out. I start, shuffling. I'm always tuned in. I'm always waiting for guidance from Spirit to help me know which deck I'm going to use first. So as I said before, I've got my crystals set up over where I do the reading, and then I'll shuffle while thinking about the topic that the reading is about, the pick a card. Sometimes I will then go through the deck and find the cards that I want, whether it's 1 or 2, and I'll put them in a pile. Then I will do the next one, next pile, the next pile, and the next pile. And then I'll continue to pick other decks that I then again shuffle. And then sometimes I might spread all of the cards out. I don't have the best view here of what I'm doing, but so I might spread all the cards out and then say to myself, okay, ask Spirit how many from this pile, and again they might say 2, so I might take them from there, and then I might take another 2 for the next pile, and so on and so on. And sometimes I will do it differently. Sometimes I will shuffle the cards and I will say, I will repeat the question. So I'll repeat the question, what does pile 1 need to know? What does pile 1 need to know about whatever the topic is? Then I'll stop and I'll pick the cards that need to come out for that pile. So there's a couple of different ways I do it, and I just allow myself to be guided to which one is right for that particular day. There are other times when I will choose some of the cards as I have here, and I'll make piles, 3 piles, but I'll only have a few cards, and then I will have a deck that while I'm doing the reading, I will then shuffle some more from that deck and add it while I'm over doing the reading. I might then decide that these 2 cards are also going to be included in the deck or whatever. And sometimes I might do that while I'm filming the video. That's probably less for me. I don't know why, it's just a personal preference, but I do know that there's quite a lot of people who do their shuffling while they're doing the reading, and it means that you don't have to spend as much time setting up your decks, I suppose. So this is the reading that I am preparing today, and I have my 3 piles here. And so this is where I store my cards when I've got them in their piles, pile 1, pile 2 and pile 3. And here I have for an example of a big spread. This is a really big spread that I have done for a pick a card that I have just finished making, and I thought that I'd show you what it looks like. And I usually start with a few cards like I showed you at the beginning, and then I develop the reading and make, it's like a story is being told to me. when I'm reading the cards and the information that I'm getting from Spirit. So I thought I'd just give you a little example of what a reading looks like when it's, you know, in its finished state. But obviously you can watch the pick a card readings that I've filmed. But this is actually a lot of cards. I don't usually put this many cards out. But I do let Spirit take the lead. And so if some days I have lots and lots of cards, then that's what I have. But you don't have to. You can film a pick a card reading with 3 cards and you can still have a lot of information in that pick a card reading. And some people think that, you know, that with 3 cards you should be able to talk to people about what's going on. And often I'll start with that, or sometimes I'll even start with 1 card. So it's really up to you how you go about doing the reading itself. But I thought that was just another thing that could be helpful for you to see. So I thought I'd come on and just do an ending to this video. I filmed the rest of the video a while ago, and now that I'm editing it, I realise that I haven't really summed it up for you. I am no expert, just wanted to point that out. I am simply giving you some advice and things that I've learned as I've been going along doing this. The most important things for me are setting up that space, you know, setting up this sacred space for yourself, grounding, connecting, meditating, wanting to be a clear, pure channel, so that you can bring in the right information that people want to see or are expecting to get when they watch your video. I didn't focus too much on, you know, different ways of shuffling, things like that. So if you want to know more about that, please let me know in the comments below. What else? I also didn't go into how I research my videos, you know, how to set up the filming for the videos, all that stuff. If you want to know more about those things, please let me know and I can show you. Not that I am an expert, but I'm happy to share the knowledge that I've learnt so far. And that's really what I'm about doing, is sharing and helping other people do the things that they're enjoying doing while I'm doing the same thing. So once you've done all your selections, you've got all your piles ready, then obviously you're doing the reading. And I kind of jumped from one part to another in that video. So I kind of wanted to come in and just re-clarify and put it all together so that you're not left hanging. So once you've got your piles, then it's over to your reading, and that is over to you and your style. Lots of people read in very different ways, whether they're, you know, looking at guidebooks or whether they're not, whether they're intuitively reading. There's a lot of different ways you can do that, and I'm not here to talk about that today. Once you've done your reading and filmed each portion, I film, you know, whichever pile as a separate file, and then I put them all together when I edit. Then you're ready to load it up onto YouTube or any other, you know, like Instagram, you know, or Facebook or any other platform that you're choosing, your website, whatever you're planning on doing. But make sure you're having lots of fun, lots of trial and error in the process, but lots of fun. Like, I've had so much fun making all these videos that I'm doing, and I just wanted to share a bit of the knowledge that I've learnt and help out anyone who is also starting out on this journey. Thanks for joining me today with this video. If you've enjoyed it, please give it a thumbs up down below. Please give it a thumbs up, and subscribe if you like Oracle card readings, would like to see pick a card readings and know more about Oracle cards, how to read them, how to intuitively read them, meditation, all those sorts of things, the things that I'm really interested in. Hope to see you again in one of my videos soon. Thanks for joining me. Thanks for watching. Bye.